They could go to the grannies if they play the way that we know they can play, especially Scarth being the expert that he is and being retired in quotation marks. But he's definitely he's definitely up there as we start off, and right away, just like that, right off the bat, Mr. Hunter that we were talking about being the rising star scores in the first 2 seconds.
It's going to be a great nerve settler for the side of Fury because, obviously going up against villains, they do have to go up against Scarth. It is a bit nervous going up against a big name, but having that first goal, giving him a little bit of a buffer, especially in the opening 10 seconds, that's exactly what they needed here.
Yeah, and I think that's the big one. That's just an open goal up the other end. It's like Division 2 at the moment. It's just end to end. There was a bit of a demo there that kind of stopped Sweeper from getting the rotation, but I don't think he would have got there. That was just another big boom that ends up going in on Viz's car from Asmo's pass, and it's 1-1, and we're 20 seconds in.
I think this first game is going to be very, very high scoring. I feel as though, especially with the nerves being a best of 5, they do have the opportunity to slow things down, maybe possibly just test the waters, see what each other are going to go for, and then execute it towards the end of the series. But you never know with how these things go.
Yeah, and I mean, Asmo is known for being more of a defensive type of player. It's just going to be interesting to whether or not he's able to just stop those little kind of tap-ins from happening. Hunter, on the other hand, is well known for being a very attacking player and being very, very good at being able to do stuff like that as he gets a big pass off, but kind of saved Sweeper's shot in the end. So it's going to be, in my eyes, it could become like an attack versus defense kind of scenario. Kind of like an Asmo versus Hunter, as Scarth puts that in his own net. I don't know if that was going in or not, but Scarth, I mean, you can say from this one, there's a reason why he's retired.
That was a tough position because Scarth being on the back wall, they're a great choice. It's a really easy place to defend, but there was a bit of a lurker there on the opposite side. So if he hit it straight across the net, there was someone that was going to be there from Fury. So he didn't really have a lot of options. It was a bit unfortunate that he put it in, but knowing Scarth, he'll definitely try and pop.
There we go.
As I say that, he just puts it back.
Yep, just like that. He's not retired anymore. He's good. Chat. It wasn't brutal. It's all right. It worked. It worked. He got his goal back. He's back. He's reformed. Everything's good again. 2-2, and we're 1 minute and 20 seconds in. It's going to be goal after goal by the looks of it.
Yeah, like I said, I definitely feel like this is going to be a high-scoring affair. I feel as though kickoffs are going to be really important as well, and they'll get a lot of opportunities to have a few kickoffs here in this first game. And, this first game, it is going to be a bit of a test to see if the villains can actually step up and keep their nerves calm because they are on the back foot at the moment.
Hunter, going for a big one. He's very good at these kind of just boom onto the back wall, get a shot from that. He's very good at that. Benny just gets a little bit of a tap on it, but not enough. Viz gets another demo and bump. He's been bumping and demo all over the place to start this one off. Sweeper with a bit of a dribble up in the air, but it just seems like at the moment it's just a little bit of a slowness just to kind of just feel each other out. You can see they're just letting the ball kind of roll. Just everybody get back, get your 100 boost. We'll start again, and just go from there.
Yeah, it's almost very reactive play rather than proactive. They seem to just fly at the ball depending on where it is rather than setting up those dangerous attacks. Although this is a good attack here from Fury. You see Sweeper pushing the ball here, but Asmo did really well considering he was the last man on defense. And now you think that villains can go on the counter attack. Asmo does miss that, and then long clear will come from Sweeper.
Yeah, Asmo definitely looks like he's the third man at the moment. I did say he's more of the defensive player of the three. Which is probably true, but as Asmo being the third is probably the best spot to put him in this situation against a player like Hunter and Viz being able to be so attacking. And they know that Scarth is there as well to get those shots. As Hunter, there he is, right on cue. There's a reason why his name is Hunter, and it's because he hunts these small goals like this.
I like the way that Benny's played this as well. He used his car to block out Asmo from setting up a challenge. So it allowed Hunter to come through for that big, powerful strike and put the lead in there. So you're seeing that the communication starting to have a little bit more effect here. You're actually seeing that structure come through.
Yeah, that's about the second or third time that has come into play. It definitely looks like something that they've talked about early on, as Asmo nearly gets something on there. Minute 30 to go, and the boys of Fury are ahead. Whether or not it stays like that is an interesting one. I think that we're going to probably get more high-scoring games in this series, so you just got to take your chances when you can, and especially with a minute 20 on the clock. Now the boys of Villains have to find something.
That's it. This is their opportunity to try and push a little bit faster and just be that little bit more aggressive. They have been the more demo-heavy team. They've got 3 demos on the track at the moment. So definitely looking for those advantageous positions, but they're just not using their opportunities as well. You can see they're pushing really, really hard here, but they're not putting anything dangerous on net. Scarf finally with a shot, but it's very weak and Sweeper can get the save.
Yeah, 9 shots to 7 at the moment on the side of Villains, but you wouldn't think that because the shots that are going in they're not taking advantage of them, if that makes sense. They're kind of just hitting them towards the goalkeeper or just putting little taps on. They need to find a big shot from somewhere, and soon, as Sweeper tries to get something on that, but Asmo, as that third man again, has done well. So now 30 seconds left on the clock. Asmo just tries to boot it up there, get something going. Scarth will try and get a dunk on that. Could not. 20 seconds to go on the clock, and it is still with Fury. Hunter just takes his time, knows that there isn't much time left on the clock. Tried to blow up Scarth. Got some kind of touch on it because Scarth didn't get to it. 10 seconds to go, and Hunter wasting more time as Asmo's there on his own. Can he get another touch on it? He cannot. 6 seconds on the clock. Scarth booms it up there to Biz. Biz gets something on it, but nobody is there. The ball will bounce. Fury will get the first game.
It was very, very well done by Fury. You could see that the pressure was coming from Villains. You could see that they were looking for that aggressive play coming forward, but they recognized exactly what they needed to do. Just be a nuisance on the ball, go for a quick challenge, but put the ball in a position where they can either get support or that Villains aren't going to run to the other side with. So you can see them being methodical with a lot of their plays. What I wanted to see from Villains a bit more was to drag out their defender. Like we mentioned before, their shots weren't that dangerous, so they weren't having to commit Fury. Fury were just sitting there. They were happy to let the ball bounce off the backboard and then go for the next attack. They need to find a way to draw out Fury from defense.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I was about to say the exact same thing. Everything you said there is absolutely correct. It does seem that way. So, game 2. Will we have much of the same? We'll find out in this battle of cartoon characters, if you really want to call it that. You got Asmo with Lucario and Viz with Rigby from regular show, and then you got Hunter with Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. So everybody's going cartoon characters today. So we'll see if it works.
Yeah, we'll see which animation is the strongest by the end, and it is a good start for Fury. Obviously, getting that win on the board will settle the nerves. It'll put them in a really strong position, and this game's going to be the hardest. If they manage to take another one here and put Villains on a reverse sweep potential, that's where the pressure starts mounting for them. And they, like I said, they do have Scarf. They do have that stronger, I guess, team potential, but having people who are closer together in rank, it means that their synergy is going to be that little bit tighter.
Yeah, rotation comes into play, and rotation and positioning when you've got players who are kind of in that same rank as you. As Sweeper gets one on the board, just goalkeeping positioning there just didn't look right from Asmo. He kind of he was too far forward and he couldn't backwards in time. And Hunter giving a bit to Asmo on the quick chat. I don't know. Yeah, you guys can see that bit of BM from Hunter there. The boy knows how to get in people's heads.
I mean, Rocket League is one of those things. It's very much a strategic game, and if you can get into the head of the opposition, that's exactly what you're going to take advantage of. But I think in that particular goal, Asmo wasn't expecting a direct shot, especially with the way Sweeper was approaching the ball. It looked like he was going to play it into the corner, but he cut the angle very nicely for that shot.
Yeah, it almost looked as if he knew that there was not an open goal, but an opportunity on goal in that situation. That's the difference in my eyes between a good player and a great player, is one who has the mindset to take their time in that situation and just kind of think for a second and go, oh, okay, goal's open, let's go for it. Hunter puts another one on the board. This is looking big from Fury. A lot of people didn't expect this if you were doing predictions, but at the moment, it's just looking all Fury. Hunter's looking brilliant, as we said at the start. It was going to be a lot about if Hunter shows up, and 2 games in, yep, he's definitely showing up.
I like that play as well because they finally figured out Fury how to draw out that play. You could see that slight miss going into that top left corner, Hunter being in the right place to react to it. These are all fantastic things that they are doing well to draw out the defender. And again here, look at the way this play unfolded. You have this nice touch here, goes into the backboard. They're drawing out that defender and then Sweeper putting it on the opposite side. No time to react. Perfect execution.
Not only that, but Hunter being forward as well put Viz off, in my opinion there. Hunter being right in the goal kind of put Viz off in terms of positioning, as well as being able to drive fast enough to get to that. So it just seems like every player on the side of Fury at the moment seems to be doing something in every goal. Whether or not they've touched the ball or not, it doesn't stop them. It seems like all 3 of them at the moment are just in synergy.
Oh, for sure. And they're also very patient. You can see here in defense, they're not really too worried about things that are in the corner, things that are not going to be a direct shot on goal. They're just happy to have villains touch the ball and waste a lot of boost, and then they'll go on the counter attack. And that's where villains are being a little bit shortchanged. They're being fast, but not dangerous enough. Although Scarf, beautiful read, not a lot of boost, will finally get the first goal for their team, but they are 2 down.
That's well done. Good solo play. If you're going to get back into a game like this, solo plays are the way to do it, because it just puts a little momentum individually on yourself and get yourself a bit of confidence coming later into series. Just need to see something from the other boys and get something going, get a bit of team synergy and try to get something going. Scarth finds Viz. That's what I'm talking about. But Hunter, he's not only a good scorer, he's a good goalkeeper too. He's done very, very well. And Hunter at the moment is looking very, very good for MVP in this series so far.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of things well. He's being in both sides of the field, being a nuisance and helping out his team quite well, especially considering villains are looking to put the pressure on. They're going to press hard. You can see a shot here. But again, Hunter just being very situationally aware, cuts that play, doesn't go the back post rotation, and is able to get the save there. So definitely stepping up in a big way.
Yeah. As Hunter, once again, gets up, reads that very well. He's very fast for those kind of balls. Sweeper gets something on it. Benny's accidentally passes it right to Viz. Scarth will put it up into the corner. Needs to find some kind of Orky's ball. Could not. Asmo just puts it there. Viz with a chance. Doesn't get it on target. And then Sweeper hits it. There's people flying all over the place. There's balls flying all over the place. Scarf couldn't quite get there, and there's a minute to go on the clock, and it's still 3-1.
Yeah, it's not looking good for villains. They do have an opportunity now, but Viz using a lot of boost to get that ball to the opposite end. He does manage a good flip reset there, puts the ball into a dangerous position, but Fury have been in this position all too many times. They know exactly how to go for a long clear and put the pressure back onto their opponents. And you can see here Sweeper almost beating out Scarf, but again, the pressure is still there.
Yeah, for absolute sure. 45 seconds ago, they got to find 2 goals, and they're going to have to find them very, very quick. But his Sweeper, he will end the game. It's going to be 2-0 to Fury by the looks of it. I don't think there's any way that villains are going to come back into this one based on the current momentum.
I would think that it's going to be a tough ask. 40 seconds, you're basically chalking it up to 10 seconds a goal just to get the lead, which means 4 successive kickoff goals. So it is definitely going to be hard. I feel as though villains may need to look to the next game to figure out what they can improve on, but it hasn't been so much mechanically wrong. I feel like they're almost trying to do too much when they have the ball. They're not allowing for team plays to happen or rotations to come through. It's very solo oriented at the moment, but that's a beautiful flip reset.
There we go. That's a little bit of something. Even though it looks like they're going to go 2-0 down in the series, maybe something a little like this might be what they need just to get them going, get a bit of confidence knowing that they can score goals like that, and just get them back into the series just a little bit at a time.
That's it. You just got to chip away at it. You work on those little things, figure out where their weaknesses are, and then exploit. So this is definitely a good step going towards the future.
Here's a chance for Viz. Couldn't quite get to it. 8 seconds left on the clock. Time's going to run out, and the Fury boys are going to be one away from getting to that lower finals.
I'm ticking away. Viz will let that drop to the ground, and Fury take game 2. So they put themselves now in a great position to get that sweep, get that 3-0 victory. But
Hunter's gone. Hunter's gone. Oh no. What's happened?
I think he's just doing a card choice.
Boost is bad. Oh, he's changing the boost. Yeah. There's one way to get yourself back into it. Get some more goals. It's just change the boost.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, today's the perfect day to tell you how much you're appreciated for all you do and how much you're loved for the amazing person you are. So happy birthday, Privacy.
Hey, Privacy. Happy birthday. Very well appreciated within this community, so it's very well deserved. All right, moving into the next game. Let's focus about what villains can do now. I feel like that they have a lot of opportunity, but the couple of times where I saw them really putting the squeeze on Fury, they, again, were trying to do too much and they weren't allowing their rotations to speak for the credit that they're doing. So there's a couple of times where Viz was trying to go for a solo play, when Scarth was trying to go for a shot. Just those little things where those extra 1 touch, 2 touches put your teammates out of position and then you're instantly being pushed on the back foot. Yeah. I think they need to just slow down a bit, put the ball in a dangerous spot, and then leave. Go on the rotation, do something in the midfield rather than trying to do something in the corner, and that'll give them an opportunity to maybe put something on net. But they just need to be a little bit better with their team-oriented play.
Is that Viz is... Oh, no, he's good. It's just he was stuck in the middle there for a second. I thought maybe he had disappeared, but he's good. Everything's good. Yeah, you're right. It seems like they're overplaying the corners a bit too much. It seems as if they're getting stuck in said corners. As Sweeper puts one in right on cue, and once again, just seems like playing too much in the corner. Asmo going too far forward for that. Viz didn't get around in time, and this is looking dire for villains. This isn't looking very good.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely looking like they're on the back foot. I don't think that they got many opportunities to get some shots on net, even from the last game as well. But it just seems like Fury at the moment are so much faster. They're in better positions. They're more confident with where they need to be. And they're relying on each other to make those correct touches, which is exactly what you want. You want to know that your team can put the ball in a right spot for you.
Sweeper tries to get something going just to get themselves more of a lead. That's an Orkies one. Scarth nearly puts it right in front of net, gets away with it. Viz goes up for that, but so did Scarth. Asmo might have a chance here to get one on the board. Hits the crossbar. Scarth's going to put it down. 1-1.
That's an example of just doing what you need to do and getting out. You can see Asmo here just getting a touch, drawing out the defender, and then straight away leaving. Not trying to go for a double tap, not trying to do anything too special. Understanding that he has support. That's what I want to see more of. I want to see more of those drawing out defender plays where they can get a defender to commit and then potentially have an open net.
That was a bit of a weird one from Hunter as Viz tries to go for it, but Benny's gets there. Scarth trying to create some kind of momentum on the side of villains. Benny's does well to beat Asmo. Asmo seems to be a bit slow at the moment on going up for those kind of plays. He said, whoa, anybody see Benny's and Viz there just humping each other in the middle of the pitch for about 5 seconds, but we got there in the end. Sweeper tries to get a shot off top corner. There it is again from Sweeper.
Sweeper's been a bit of an unsung hero here for Fury. He seems to be very much their striker at the moment. I don't know exactly how many goals he's got, but he's got 2 in this particular game, and I know for sure he's had multiple in the previous matches as well. He's definitely stepping up as a striking influence.
Yeah, it definitely seems as if at the moment you've got Sweeper and Hunter kind of being the striking influence, and then you got Benny's being that mold in the back to make sure that nothing goes through. Whether or not that was a designed kind of play or whether or not it's just naturally happened, I don't know, but it's working. I mean, Benny's, even though he doesn't have much on the board and he hasn't been scoring goals or anything. He's actually been a very important player of the three in terms of just being back here. You can see it again, just being back here and making sure that even with 12 boost, he's just able to get rid of that junk away from in front of the goal.
Fury just barely holding on to the attacking onslaught of Villains. You can see a nice little passing play here. Scarf putting it in the middle. Viz trying to get it, but a nice fake from Hunter. And he'll now go for a bit of a solo play, but that is very well read by Scarf. Now, this is what I'm talking about, the double commit from Viz, and Scarf's probably a little bit ambitious, but it does still manage to stay on the blue end. There's a shot coming through, but Hunter, again, doing it on both ends, manages to get the save.
Yeah, it looks like he's gone into more of a defensive role. There's 2 minutes to go on the clock, and they know that they're ahead. They know that they don't have to score. Well, I mean, you would love to score again, but they don't have to. They're in that spot now where they can just take their time, knowing that there's 2 minutes left on the clock. They're 2-1 up, and they're just putting pressure on the ball and on the players instead of worrying about getting forward and trying to create plays. They don't have to worry about that at the moment. There's 2 minutes to go. They're still ahead. They're dominating possession. Scarth tries to get into the middle. Asmo blows up Benny's, but it doesn't make a difference because Sweeper's there. Sweeper then goes again, and Asmo's back to make sure.
At situational awareness, I'm seeing Villains being very happy to do those shallow rotations and keep Villains off their game pretty much. They're making sure that they can't have an easy touch. They can't get as bit of a solo play. And Villains just don't have any time on the ball. They can't do anything. Even here, Benny's nice cut across the field, gets an extra touch, and now they can solidify their attacking pressure.
Garth tries to get some kind of pass off, and it's a bad pass because it goes right to Hunter. Hunter couldn't get the second touch on it, and Hunter then gets the second touch on it later on. But Benny's cuts it off. He goes himself. Garth will then get a tap onto Asmo. Scarth might have a chance here, but Sweeper, good save. 1 minute to go for Villain's life here.
That is very, very rough. A couple of touches there in the corner, not really working out. Sweeper, I don't know how he's managed to stay on this ball for as long as he has, but he moves the ball upfield, and now finally the ball in the blue side of the field. Viz going for a shot, but it's wide. Scarth with the follow-through, and they will even up the score with 48 seconds. This could be the moment that Villains get back into this series. They need to take this game if they want to have a potential to taking up the win.
Yeah, Hunter just with a little bit of a faking in quotation marks there, kind of just missed the play, and Scarth gets through and it takes advantage. 2-2, 45 seconds to go. We got Viz coming into the middle here, maybe a start of something for the boys, but Sweeper puts it up into the corner. Asmo in an Orkey's position, but does well. Benny's back to Asmo. Asmo will go himself. He'll try to get the double, and that will not go in. A Sweeper gets into the middle. Asmo will have a chance, and it's in! 22 seconds to go, and somehow that bouncer goes in. It was an Orkey's play in front of the goal. It works, and the boys of Villains might get a win on the board.
This is what we're talking about. Just those sustained attacks, drawing out the defenders, having him have no boost. And that came off the initial solo play from Asmo. Yes, he missed the double touch, but that allowed the team to push. There was not going to be a lot of boost on the side for Fury, and they take full advantage of that. That is the play that we needed from Villains. And now they're back into the match. They need to hold on for the next couple of seconds. And if they do, they're back into this series with their own point.
Scarth will get the tap in up the other end, but couldn't quite get it. There's 0 seconds on the clock. It'll go down to the floor, but Hunter will make sure it doesn't. Benny's doesn't have any boost to go up for it, and Villains will get a win on the board.
That's exactly what they needed. Now they can reset. They know that they can take a game off Fury. They know exactly what they need to do. They just need to start executing. And that last play, that last goal to get them that victory was exactly what they needed to do. They need to draw out the defender. Sometimes, yes, rely on the solo play if it's there. But if it's not, put the ball on the backboard, get it away from the defender, take that easy shot.
That's absolutely right. I think that people asking in chat, is it reverse sweep time? Are we going to get reverse sweep? I think if they keep playing like that, it's possible. I think that it was 8 shots to 3 in that one. And it was more of a possession kind of game from Villains compared to what we've seen recently from the other 2 games. I also like that they're taking their time here and haven't readied up yet. Whether or not that's by design. See, even Hunter saying any ready uppers, he's getting a bit he's getting a bit antsy. I got a feeling. Yeah. Oh, and Scart's saying any reverse sweepers. So there you go. A bit of a chat banter / get in people's heads kind of thing. Fury want to get straight back into it. They're readying up straight away. They want to try and finish this off quickly before any kind of momentum comes from the side of Fury.
Well, that's the thing. They want to try and push this now. They want to show that that was just a one-game fluke and that they can take this out. Yeah. But it gets to a point where you get match 5 fever and straight away, Villains coming out hot with that beautiful touch there by Viz.
Wow. That was quick. I mean, 5 seconds in and straight back to where we started before, and Hunter's ready on the quick chat again. He's getting very antsy. You can kind of tell that something might be going on here in terms of Villains suddenly starting to play some Rocket League and trying to get these goals in to maybe get this reverse sweep going.
I can see them already trying a few extra things that they haven't tried before. They're going for those team passes. They're putting that massive pressure on. And it has been paying dividends. You can see here, Fury kind of on the back foot, not sure really what to do. They're trying to make sure that they're in a defensive position, but I love the control that's coming out of Villains here. They're definitely putting the squeeze on, and Fury don't really have an answer at this point.
Yeah, it's been about 80% of the ball so far has been in Villains attacking half. It definitely, you could just look at this rotation. They've got no boost because they just can't get it out of the attacking third, let alone the half. It's just non-stop attacking. That they're just got to watch themselves, though, Villains, that they don't over-attack to the point of giving away an easy goal. But the pressure is definitely on Fury at the moment, as just all of the attack is coming from the side of Villains. As Scarf tries to get one on... Oh, Scarf! No. All of a sudden, Villains are looking big.
They are looking very, very strong. This is a great opening for them. It's going to definitely boost their momentum, boost their mental. They're going to think that they have this massive swing in their favor now, and they can definitely put the squeeze on. We've seen them already be a lot more inventive, a lot more perfect.
Garth gets another on the pressure that's being put on the goalkeeper here. Hunter gets boomed in, and Scarth puts it in.
That was a beautiful play. I like that Asmo went for the delay flick there, just trying to make sure that Hunter had no options but to stay still. If he'd gone for the early flick, Hunter could have put the ball on the backboard and easily cleared it out, but that delay just kept him grounded and allowed for that easy shot. Beautiful execution here coming from Villains.
It looks like they're going all attacking now already, Villains. They've already... Fury. They've already started putting players forward. They're already starting to get goals back. Hunter tries to get one on target. Does, but Asmo's there to save it. There's 3 minutes to go on the clock. Still plenty of time in this game 4. But Hunter gets one on the board. There it is. Maybe a bit of a turn of momentum. Maybe a bit of... It looks like they've just said, okay, screw it. Let's go all attacking, try and get a few goals. And Hunter's done well there. Back in it.
I think this game is going to be the most chaotic of the series. It's going to be the one where everyone's going to be trying to get the upper hand. There's going to be a lot more demos. There's going to be a lot more bump plays. I feel as though this one's going to be the most intense of the series. And if Villains manage to pull this one back, it's going to be an interesting situation, Game 5.
Yeah, it seems like there's a little bit of something in this game, something a bit personal in my eyes. It just seems with all the quick chats going on and the banter and They really want to win this game, Villains. All of a sudden, they're playing to win for absolute sure.
I mean, of course, it's, the lower finals. This is the last opportunity. If they lose here, they don't have any more options. There's not a second lower tier. There's no extras, but wow, what a shot.
Sweeper, what a pass. This is a brilliant pass. He booms it up there. Benny's gets a touch on it, and it goes right in. Scarf, no chance of saving it. And well, we're only a goal away.
And just like that, we thought that Villains had all the momentum, and straight away 2 quick counterattack goals, and Fury showing exactly why they are currently up in the series. Very, very efficient striking, and this is where Villains need to hold their nerve after Fury come out in a big way.
Yep, all of a sudden all of the attacking is coming from the side of Fury. A bit of nervousness coming from Villains. But Villains know that they don't need to score again. They can just go back, just kind of relax the play a little bit because it's just all attacking. They don't want that at the moment. They're already 3-2 up. It's 2 minutes to go as Scarth puts it up into the corner, tries to waste a bit of time, but that's not happening. Hunter puts it right into the forward, and now all of a sudden it looks like all of the attack. Oh, that's just going to go in. That's bad defending on the side of Fury as Viz puts it end to end with Benny being too far forward. It's 4-2.
That's great awareness from Viz as well. You can see him take that touch to the corner, gets a fantastic recovery to then take the shot on net. Just catching Benny's a little bit on the sleep on the way back from attack, and that's exactly what Villains needed here. They needed to get that one goal back to, again, just settle the nerves because they had a good, strong start. A couple of goals came back, and they started to lose it, but they hold it.
Yep. So 2 goals ahead now with 1:30 to go. They know they can get back into it, Fury. They just need to get a goal soon. If they can put a bit of pressure on Scarth with a good shot by Hunter there to make sure that it was saved. Very good save, good positioning. 1:15 on the clock, and Asmo's just going to get it right to Viz. It's a perfect pass. It gives it right back to Scarth, and Scarth couldn't get there, but what a touch. Viz, oh, what a team goal from the side of Villains.
And this is a tough situation now for Fury. They're in a position where they have to get 3 goals to equalize in under 100 seconds. That's not a lot of time for a lot of goals to try and convert, and they need 4 to get the win. So this is looking very strong for Villains.
All of a sudden, Villains do have this reverse sweep potential, and if the momentum stays the same and they stay in the head of Fury, which they've managed to do so far in the last 2 games, the reverse sweep is definitely on. It's just, it feels like the attacking power from Fury in the last few games just hasn't been there. They've gotten goals, but they haven't gotten anything huge like we've seen before, as that one's well saved by Hunter, who seems to be doing everything on the side of Fury at the moment. They just need a little bit of help. As Asmo puts it into the corner, wastes a bit of time. Hunter tries to find Benny's to get him back into it. Hunter then hits it into Viz. Bit of Orkies in front of the goal, but they're going to get rid of it. And with 20 seconds to go on the clock, Hunter puts it into the wall again. Time's going to run out eventually, and we're going to a game 5.
This is such an exciting series. You thought straight away at the beginning after game 2 that it was going to be all Fury's way, but Villains coming back and giving us a spectacular series on stream for you, ladies and gentlemen. They do manage to take this next game, bringing us to a 2-2 series score. What a turn of events. But the question is going to be, will they be able to convert? Both teams now, it's essentially a best of 1. They can only got one more chance.
Oh, Scarth with the mindset again, going right to chat and saying reverse sweeper. Hunter laughing at it and saying laugh moment. There's definitely something personal on here. They're definitely trying to get in each other's heads, and you love to see it. It's just something that's really, really, I mean, you might as well use it. Does that make sense? As long as you don't use it too seriously and make it too personal, you might as well try and get in the heads of your opponents, because you know it's free real estate in a way. You want to get into their heads so that they start thinking of other things instead of playing the game. So it's a very smart way from Scarth to try and get in young Hunter's head.
I think it's also a bit of a play on words because, ironically, reverse sweeper's on the opposite team. So if anyone should be getting the sweep, it should be Sweeper. But currently, he's not getting that clean sweep. He's now in a situation where it's game 5. He has to step up. The entire team has to step up and try and convert that win. But it's going to be a mammoth task when you have players like Asmo, Viz, and Scarth on the opposition.
So here we go. Sweeper puts it up onto the wall, gets blown up by Viz, so he's not getting to that. It's a big hit from Asmo. He's done that twice so far. Scarth goes for it. He might get something on that. Gets the flick going. 2 players go for it, but Asmo will just kind of slow it down, try to get something going. Once again, booms it up there. He's very, very good at booming it up there. Viz, nobody there for it. Benny's will go back and try to create something, but Scarth says nope.
One thing that I'm noticing that villains are doing quite well against Fury is they're being able to draw at least two to a challenge on the goal line. I saw a couple of times already in this match when villains have gone forward that there has been double commits defensively from Fury. So they've started to put that ball in a dangerous position where there's that confusion of who's going to get the save. Even just there, you had Hunter and Sweeper both going for the ball. That's going to give time and space now for villains to start putting the squeeze.
So here we go, 3 minutes and 50 seconds to go. Just looks like they're slowing down. Both teams are a bit nervous. They're playing a bit differently. Here's a chance for Asmo to get it up there. Had an open shot, but missed it. And then went for the return, but couldn't quite get there. Scarth doesn't have any boost to go for that. Oh, no way does that go in.
It's those finesse touches that sometimes can be make or break. You can see the finesse touch here coming from Benny's. Actually, it was a complete miss. I don't think he had the speed to get up to that. He was a little bit taken aback. He wasn't really aware that that ball was going as slow as it was, and I guess Sweeper just not in a position to get that save. What an interesting first goal.
Yeah, as now all the pressure is on Fury after missing that save there. They kind of overthink it, but they need to take their time. There's still 3 minutes on the clock. As we see here that now Benny's is trying to create something to, get his mindset back into the game after that little mistake there. Asmo gets the 100 boost, turns onto it, couldn't get anything on that. Hunter's going himself. He says, screw this, and hits the ball 4 times, but it only gets halfway before Viz and Sweeper go together. Asmo puts it into the corner, tries to get another touch on it, couldn't. Sweeper might get something onto that, but doesn't. Scarth to Viz. Viz tries to get a play on it, but Benny saves it, and now it's up in the corner.
This is some good defense coming out of Fury, but they need to somehow move the ball across to the opposite side of the field. Villains are doing a really good job at the moment of just keeping this ball locked into the blue side of the field. You see here, Viz, again, not a lot of boost to work with, but is getting that ball to move across into a dangerous position. Fury still being stuck here on defense. They finally moved the ball across, but for how long? It seems like Villains... Oh, that's a rough touch.
Yeah, but in 2 minutes to go... And it just seems to me as if Hunter's kind of stopped attacking the way we saw earlier in the game. His confidence has gone down a little bit. Look, see how he's just kind of sitting there. He's not really playing the way he was before in terms of getting the attacks and getting the plays that's needed, especially at this time. But, 2 minutes on the clock, and they haven't really had any chances to attack. It just seems as if the ball's just staying in Villain's side. They're waiting for that second goal. They're trying to finish it now.
I think as well, Villains have adjusted quite well. I haven't seen Fury make any adjustments to the playstyle change that Villains have been putting up, where Villains have adjusted to how Fury was coming out of the gate. So they're being a little bit more patient. They're waiting for those easier touches, and they're actually responding to the ball quite well. So I feel as though that the team that's been the most accountable and has made the most adjustments is coming out in front.
So here we go, 1:20 to go. Scarth tries to get that all the way, but couldn't. Sweeper will take his time up in the corner, but he doesn't have much time left. Benny's once again goes up. Couldn't quite. Asmo stops it. Hunter in an awkward position does well to get any touch on that. That one goes to Scarth, but it just goes over to the right. 1 minute remaining warning comes up as Viz gets a hit on it, but Hunter's up there. Hunter will go himself, gets a touch on it, brings it up to the corner, pinches it into the corner. Scarth will get rid. 40 seconds left on the clock.
This is going to be interesting. There's a back pass there from Viz. A bit of an interesting choice, but it does draw out an attacker, and now we have a 3v1. Sweeper has to do well. Decides to go for the long pass. Viz is there and waiting. Now Asmo can beat one. Can't beat a second. This is going to give time for Scarth now to put the ball in a dangerous position. Gets an extra touch. That goes straight across the face of goal. If Viz was any closer, that would have been a guaranteed goal. But this is some good pressure coming from the Villains. They're starting to mount, forcing out a couple of extra touches. Can Fury do something to get a goal?
No, Hunter, 15 seconds to go into the corner. There's nobody there for it. Asmo will just get rid. There's 10 seconds on the clock, and there's a big boom from Hunter. Will they get something going here? No. 5 seconds on the clock. Asmo is just better. He hits it down, puts it down. It'll hit the floor, and your boys Villains make the reverse sweep.
Wow. That's how you can chalk up that series is wow, great turnaround from Finland, great adjustments mid-series as well. They were very aware. They took their time.